life. I shouldn't complain. After the divorce, I'd chosen to stay with him. It wasn't his fault that I'd turned him into a single parent when he was already responsible for saving the world, or at least the very sick people in it. Don't inflate yourself, Troy. It was a stupid high school ceremony. Anyone in their right mind would agree curing cancer is a little more important. That was my problem, letting my emotions get the best of me about this. My father valued logic and reason and rationality. A teenager throwing a tantrum over a stupid award wasn't going to win me any points. Troian. The word brought to a halt the sense that I was moving, floating like I was on a raft on calm seas. Troian, can you hear me? The woman's voice repeated. It was firm but kind, like a schoolteacher wanting an answer to a question. I turned my head to the side, sinking farther into the softness behind my head, and remembering that I'd only wanted an answer to a question, too. We lived in a row home in Alexandria, just outside of D.C., where it was a relatively easy commute to Quantum Pharmaceuticals, where my dad worked. Dad? No answer. Grumbling, I opened the refrigerator door and stared into the cold box, deciding what I should make us for dinner. When the divorce happened, my dad made sure to find someone to clean the house, keep the fridge stocked, and get me to Vernon Academy Preparatory School, before I had my license, on time. At some point over the last few years, probably when I realized that doing well in school wouldn't be enough to garner my father's attention, I'd taken over more and more of the household things, like preparing dinner and lunch. Sometimes breakfast if I caught my dad before he left in the morning. I thought it would make him notice me a little more. It hadn't. Sighing, I let the door shut. I should have gone out to dinner with the honors group after the ceremony, but I just didn't feel up to it, not after he didn't show. Thump. My head jerked to the ceiling. Was someone... I quickly glanced around. The door had been locked when I got home, but the alarm system had been turned off. No one was here. My heart thudded. Thump. Maybe something fell. My dad wasn't careful about putting things away. He wasn't careful about anything unless it was happening in his lab. With a huff, I trudged up to the second floor where the master bedroom was, setting my bag down at the top of the landing. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't even concerned. My best guess? He'd hung towels on the back of his bathroom door again, even though they were too thick for the hooks, and they'd fallen onto the floor. Either that or he'd overfilled his dirty laundry hamper and it spilled again. Don't worry, I would take care of it. I always took care of everything. Troian, can you hear me? This time the question came with a slight jostle of my shoulder. I pried my eyes open once more, regretting the decision immediately when I saw that the sterile cell of the ambulance had turned into the white palace of the hospital. Yeah, I winced. My throat was so dry. What's going on? I hissed as her little pen light flashed across my eyes as she checked my pupils, moving on to my heart, lungs, and blood pressure. You gave your family quite a scare, she said matter-of-factly. As if hearing the mention, the door to my room slid open and my father rushed in. I almost didn't recognize him for how sloppy he looked. He never allowed one hair out of place, let alone a shirt untucked or rolled up sleeves. I looked to him for answers to all of this, but it wasn't until I saw her peeking through the window in the door that I realized he was the answer. He was the reason for all of this. Is she okay? His voice didn't sound like him either. All in all, I seemed to recognize nothing about the man who'd been my sole guardian for the past 6 years. My tongue burned with the acid that surrounded it. If he'd cared how I...